What's up, guys? Just literally finished watching the game. Very disappointing performance tonight. But before we get into the match, I just want to thank you guys. We finally reached 100 subscribers, well, more than 100, but we finally reached our 100 subscriber benchmark. I want to thank you guys for helping support this channel and for subscribing and for giving your continued support. So let's keep growing this community, and yeah, I can keep bringing you guys videos, content, and we can just grow this community together. So the match, I was very optimistic yesterday with my prediction. I thought we'd win. I thought we'd put in a performance. I thought we'd win 3-2, but you know, I thought we'd still get knocked out because I didn't think that we'd be able to keep a clean sheet. Absolutely shambolic performance. Probably one of the worst performances of the season. He went with the same team that smashed Manchester City, which is sensible because you've just come from an amazing performance, an amazing result, turned up at St. James's Park, and it was absolute shit. Big credit to Eddie Howe. He's taken Arteta to school in both of these ties. He set up with a 5 at the back, low block. He invited pressure, said, come on, come at us, and we'll just counter-attack with the pace of Gordon and Isaac. And, you know, it was easy. It was absolutely easy. Now, I'm not going to come on here and say Arteta needs to be sacked. Arteta needs to go. Listen, I don't even think the guy should have got the job in the first place. I don't think he's good enough to manage Arsenal. I've always been an Emery guy, and I don't care if some of you take the piss out of me in the comments and say, oh, Emery's not better. He is better than Arteta. But this is not about who's better, Emery or Arteta. I look at the transfer window, and I look at some of the excuses and some of the interviews that Arteta's come out with, explaining that they want a certain type of player, explaining that they want a certain type of striker, explaining his perfect striker. What is he on about? You needed reinforcements. You needed reinforcements to galvanise the players, to help us reach our objectives, to maybe get a result tonight, Champions League, to try and catch Liverpool in the Premier League. The lack of transfer activity, I find it absolutely alarming, mind-boggling. He said the reason why we didn't get a striker is because they couldn't get the sort of striker that they wanted. But you went and you signed Sterling, mate. You went and you signed Sterling. A Sterling who's gone past his best, overweight, not in any way motivated, and you're paying a massive part of his wages. You went and signed him in the summer transfer window just gone. But now you don't want to sign even a loan. You can't even loan players. You can always loan players. Arsenal needed help. These players on the pitch need help. Now look at the players tonight. Haverts, they were all rubbish. They were all equally rubbish. Martinelli's got injured now. It looks like it's a muscle injury. He's brought on a young lad, Ethan Ranieri. Even on the bench, we've got no one who can really impact the game. Sterling came on, but he shouldn't even have signed for Arsenal. It was a complete rubbish dud signing by this manager. We have nothing on the bench. And if Martinelli's injured now, and he's going to be out for, I don't know, 2-3 weeks with this muscle problem, I hope it's not serious, that's going to be a massive issue. It's going to be a massive issue. Because it's not so much trying to catch Liverpool. It's trying to keep the ones that are coming behind us from catching us for that top 4. And I'm really worried that we might capitulate. We might capitulate now till the end of the season because we can't get anyone in. I even think they should go and see if there's a free agent out there that they can sign, like a player, a free agent. You as a football manager, Recruitment is massive. You've got your scouts, building a team, improving the team. The team has to evolve all the time. That should be the best part about management. Making players better and improving your squad and evolving your team and your squad and adding players and making it better and keeping it ever growing, ever evolving. Why have we not done this? I said in a previous video that we had 3 attacking players that would have contributed more collectively than Havertz. And this is not about Havertz. He's a good player. I like him. Eddie Nketiah, Reece Nelson and Smith Rowe, all specialists in their position who, if they were still here at Arsenal, would have collectively been on about the same wages as Havertz and help with the quality and quantity of the squad. Instead, he's got rid of them, our homegrown lads, and he's putting all the responsibility on Havertz to be the main man up front. It's completely unfair. Listen, Havertz is not a striker. He's not up to it on a consistent basis. And even if he was a striker, for him to have the sole responsibility to score the goals and be the club's main number 9 without having anyone that can come in and take the pressure off him when he's tired, if he's feeling a bit drained, whatever. It's unfair on Arteta. And that it's unfair on Havertz. And that's one of my biggest gripes about Arteta. He runs players into the ground. He's ran Saka into the ground. I'm worried he's going to run Lewis Skelly and Ethan Ranieri into the ground, the 2 young lads. He runs players into the ground. You need to rotate. You need to have a squad that's big enough to rotate. There's competition for places. All the best managers rotate the squads, bring players in, bring players out. Players are on their toes because they're worried if they're not, performing to the highest level, this player's going to come in and take their place. You need competition for places. You need to rotate the squad. And Arteta has not built a squad that is good enough to compete, that can be rotated. I mean, we ain't even got a striker. Since Aubameyang left, we've not had a striker. We've not replaced Aubameyang. We've not had a forward player that's been competing for the Golden Boot. It is bad. And this performance tonight was shocking. And you know what? I'm not even surprised. The players look like they've checked out. And I know they're going off to Dubai for their training. Mate, they should be in Scotland running in the Highlands or some peaks up there in the cold, doing cold weather training, harsh environment training. What's this trip to Dubai gonna do? What's it gonna do? We're rewarding failure. We're rewarding mediocrity. That's what it is. It's absolute nonsense. Tonight was so disappointing. Newcastle embarrassed us twice. They made it look so easy. Eddie Howe took Arteta to school in a coaching on a coaching level. He took him to school. And Newcastle, they have not been that strong at home. They lost their last 2 home games to Bournemouth and Fulham. So we should have came into this game with a little bit of confidence. But it is what it is. It is absolutely shocking. I can't believe it. I just can't get my head around. Why weren't you active in the transfer window? I understand some clubs had the PSR issues, they couldn't do it, but Arsenal don't have those issues. And even if you don't want to buy a player permanently, even as a short-term situation. Now, Manchester City went and bought 4 players. They spent a lot of money because they're trying to rebuild, trying to get into the top, they're trying to rebuild. But I look at the players that Aston Villa signed. They signed Marlon for 20 million, bargain. They signed a Spanish player, I forgot who it was. They signed the Chelsea centre-back, the Sassy, on loan. They signed Marcus Asensio from PSG, ex-Real Madrid player, Spanish international, winger, forward, on loan. Quality. And they signed Rashford on loan. quality. They went and strengthened their squad to try and get into the top 5. And I think Emery's going for the Champions League. And what that shows me is it shows ambition. It shows ambition. Now, from an Arsenal perspective, it's clear to see that we needed at least 2 forward players, a right winger and a striker this winter transfer window. And if you can't get the players that you want, get loans to help us with our objectives, which should be to try and win the Premier League and try and win the Champions League and try and overturn this game against Newcastle, trying to get in the Carabao Cup final. That should be our objectives, to win silverware. And nothing was done. And I'm not going to blame the owners. I'm going to blame Arteta, because I've watched his interviews and I'm 100% sure his arrogance and his stubbornness and wanting to prove that he's right is what stopped him getting players in this winter transfer window. Because again, if you did not want to buy anyone, you could have got loans over the line to help us with our objectives, which should be to try and win some trophies this season. And he didn't do it. And Martinelli's gone now. And I hope it ain't going to be long, but it looks like a muscle injury. We have to wait and see how long that's going to be. But it ain't looking good. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. Oh man, I'm so pissed off. I'm so pissed off. People in the comments having a go at me, which is fine. I can take it. I'm a big boy. I can take it. But this is unacceptable. It's completely unacceptable. The performance tonight was unacceptable. The lack of activity in the transfer window is unacceptable. The excuses from this manager is unacceptable. Completely unacceptable. You need to always sign players to grow your squad, to evolve your squad, to keep it growing and so it doesn't stay still. Then it was such a shocking performance tonight. No attacking ideas. It was crap. And everyone got gassed up with this 5-1 against City. City were there for the taking. They've been rubbish all season. And I said to everyone, calm down. Everyone, the reaction of that game was pathetic. Arsenal, the fans and the players should have stayed humble. Should stay humble, because that match meant nothing. We should have won 5-1 tonight. That would have been more important, getting into a cup final. Instead, we win. Everyone acts like we've won, like it's a trophy. Because basically, with this fan base, with their low expectations, that is basically some of this Arsenal fan base's trophy. Beating City 5-1. That's your trophy. Well, it ain't a trophy. The Champions League's a trophy. The Premier League's a trophy. The Carabao Cup's a trophy. We should be in that trying to win it. We should be showing intent in a transfer window to get players to help with our objectives. Giving players a rest that have played too many games. Now Martinelli's gone. There's no excuse. Even if you can't identify your long-term targets, then get loans. Do the loan deal. Be a real dealer. Be flexible. Be ambitious. Go and get players that you want. Go and get players that can help us with our objectives. Even Nigel Winterburn said that Arteta should sign Osimhen because a player like Osimhen can help Arsenal win the Premier League. Even Nigel Winterburn said that. Evra said it. Ferdinand said it. One of our Arsenal legends, Winterburn, said it. But no, he wants to persist with Havertz. And it's not even Havertz's fault. But he's not a striker. And today he was crap. He scores sometimes. But he's not consistent. He's not a striker. He doesn't play the position properly. He's not a batsman. Oh, watching that game tonight was so frustrating. It pissed me off. It's draining. The transfer window was so depressing. The excuses of this manager is just, if you're buying this nonsense, then you just take, if you're wearing these deluded glasses, and I've been imploring, if you're buying this nonsense, take them off. Take them off. Even if you can't win the Premier League, try and win the Champions League, show ambition, but no, nothing. And I can't comprehend why. Now, what's next? They're going to this warm weather training in Dubai, if I'm not mistaken, and then I think we got Leicester, our next game in the Premier League, and I don't know why they're going to Dubai. They should be going somewhere harsh and cold. Do you know what I mean? Why they been rewarded for this? I mean, I can't believe it, to be honest. I'm just lost for words. There's nothing even to talk about with the performance, because it was a nothing performance. Defensively shambolic. All the players played rubbish. Nothing in attack. And Newcastle just said, come at us, 5 at the back, and we'll pick you off. We'll pick you off. And it was easy. Couldn't be more than 2-0. It was easy. Eddie Howe just took him to school. Just took Arteta to school. Listen, I'm going to leave this video here. There's nothing more I have to say tonight. I'm going to go cool down. Maybe have a cup of tea. Chill out for the rest of the evening. Big up to all the Arsenal fans that made the trip up to Newcastle as well. The away support is always the best. Big up to you guys. Even though we didn't get the result that we wanted, still big up to you guys for supporting the team. And again, guys, listen, all that good stuff. I'll be back very soon for another video. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you very soon. Peace.